Jam TV. I woke up this morning, didn't know who I was. I looked at the room and didn't know where I was.
Dopo Songs of the Recollection, album di cover del 2022, i Cowboy Junkies sono tornati con un nuovo lavoro di inediti, Such Ferocious Beauty, che il chitarrista e autore del gruppo, Michael Timmins, ci presenta così.
Well, it's a lyric from one of the songs, Flood. I think the image relates to life in general, how it can be, very ferocious and hard, but also beautiful at the same time. So the record is sort of about the impermanence of life and things in our life, and so that's why it made sense on that level.
Sempre a proposito dei temi principali del nuovo album dei fratelli Margo, Michael e Peter Timmins e dell'amico di lunga data Alan Anton, Such Ferocious Beauty si apre con What I Lost, brano sugli ultimi mesi di vita del padre dei Timmins, che peraltro è il principale protagonista del video della canzone, in cui sono presenti anche altri componenti della famiglia.
It was important to open the album with that song because it's definitely the most personal song on the record and the most directly related to one of its main themes, which is impermanence. And my dad had dementia, so he died after the making of the record. But while I was writing the album, and for a few years there, he was falling into his dementia, and we were losing him. He was alive, but he was kind of gone. So it was sort of an interesting perspective on life and reality and what's and impermanence and so What I Lost was kind of a good song to open the song up, open the album up with, because it kind of dealt very directly with the theme.
Shakes me around, and that's when I break free. And this is what I lost today. This is what I lost.
I still sort of, when I write, I'm trying to write about me in a way, whether it be very personal, like my relationship with my dad or my kids or my wife, or it's about the things that are going on around me that are interesting me as far as society goes and other people's lives, and what I'm just sort of things I'm seeing or reading about which have inspired sort of connections with me, or so that's always been a constant. That's what I like to write about. That's the only reason I write, is for those to explore that stuff. But the way I write is a bit different. Like I used to write all when I started, when we were younger. I wrote all the time. It was something I did. My life was writing and going on the road and playing live. As I get older, you begin to lose that time. Your time gets more segmented and structured. And I've got 3 kids and a wife and a mortgage, and I'm paying my insurance today. So there's a lot more responsibilities. So now I feel like when I feel it's time to write a record, and that's always a strange moment, I put aside time. Like I have to get out of the city, get out of my house, get out of my office here, and rent someplace in the country where all I can do is think about writing music. And so it's very focused. Now that's the way I write now. So that's very different than when I started.
A novembre di quest'anno saranno passati 35 anni dalla pubblicazione di The Trinity Session, secondo album del gruppo canadese, registrato nel 1987 presso la chiesa della Santissima Trinità di Toronto, che è anche il lavoro di maggior successo dei Cowboy Junkies. Da lì la band è riuscita a farsi apprezzare ancora di più per il suo mix di blues, country, folk, rock e jazz, e molti ricordano senz'altro la particolare cover di Sweet Jane dei Velvet Underground contenuta proprio in quell'album. In conclusione, abbiamo chiesto allora a Michael Timmins qual è il principale consiglio che darebbe al se stesso di quel periodo.
I would say enjoy it. I don't think that it wasn't that I didn't enjoy it, but there's so much happening right at that time in our lives, and it's part of age. So you can tell a young person whatever, but you're not going to get them to listen really. But I think to stop a little bit and to enjoy it and to sort of sit back and just take it in. There's so much of that era, that time, that was so intense and happened so quickly, and we all were always, you know, pushing to move on to the next thing, the next tour, the next album, this, go. And you know, rightfully so, we recognized that we had something special was happening. We had to grab it while we could, and we did. So you know, that was, and that's part of youth as well, right? Sort of grabbing for that, you know, that golden ring sort of thing. So I guess I might tell them just to sort of, if possible, try and slow down a little bit, just a little bit.
Hard to build, easy to break. Cradle it in your arms, oh, for the children.